have in front of me a HiWatch 4 megapixel dome IP camera. It's suitable for outdoor use. It's 30 meter night IR infrared, and it is a 2.8mm fixed lens camera. It's available with free delivery directly from freetv.ie. So let's look at exactly what we get. Well, actually before we do that, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to quickly connect in the LAN cable here going directly over to our NVR. I'll display the picture coming from in a few moments time. One quick thing I'm going to point out here is you'll see two little LEDs light up here quickly, and that's what it initializes. So immediately when you connect on the unit here, if it's a PoE unit like it is here, the lights will come on immediately, but it'll be a little bit of time today before we actually have a picture to look at. So this is the outer box that comes in here. So you can see the general design there. So just move that out of the way. And what we have here is the user manual, which is in English. We have this template which, if we come along, would use that for marking out the wall and how we're going to use the camera. And the thing to note here is that the camera is actually unscrews in the base here, actually clips off. You can use that to mark the template, screw it in, and then clip the camera back on and set it exactly at the angle and the direction you want to point it at. And if we look here, we'll say we have the IR on the outside here, and we have the actual lens here in the center. Now we have these three plugs and these three screws is what you use for mounting it, and what we have here is we actually have this flange type thing that would go over the cable here and screw onto this connection here, and it just means that it'll give a watertight connection seal for the RJ45 connection gone in here. Pre-terminated cables obviously being normally used here. So we see now the camera's actually come up, and we see a little bit of me, maybe more than we wanted. And we'll just aim over here to the window here. So 4 megapixel, pixel resolution on it is absolutely super. But we note that we actually have two leads here coming into the camera itself. So the significance of that is normally we'll say on a camera, or if you were using this on a situation where the NVR wasn't PoE, what you'd have is a power source locally and then just the data running back. But because we have a PoE camera and a PoE enabled NVR, what we can do here is we can just power everything directly off a single cable like this. And that's obviously extremely convenient and also very, very cost efficient because the power requirements of IP cameras are very, very low, extremely efficient. And normally we'll say if you're looking at the HiWatch range of NVRs, you're often looking at, once they're PoE enabled, you're looking at 48 volt input, where normally things would be 12 volt. So that's why they're giving the extra power to be able to push out the thing, because sometimes these LAN cables here could be 20 meters feeding into this camera here. So overall I would say I really like this camera. I think the resolution on it's great. And the thing to remember with technology is that we're getting more and more in terms of pixel resolution for a lower and lower price. So really, you know, a camera that would be equivalent to this in terms of cost range, things like that, back maybe 2 or 3 years ago, back would say in 2015 or 16, you would have had a grainy picture and a high price. Now you have an absolute crystal clear thing. So just put it in the context here. This is 4 megapixel. The high definition channels on your set-top box for television would be 2 megapixel. So it's way beyond that, and it's giving a level of clarity and definition that was just impossible before. And the other thing, of course, that's coming down in price all the time is the cost of storage. So really what we're having is a very virtuous circle there in terms of the ability to add on more cameras, higher resolution, and the storage costs on it's very competitive. So that's it anyway, an overview of the HiWatch 4 megapixel dome IP camera, suitable for outdoor use, 30 meter IR and 2.8 millimeter fixed lens.